is... Oh, okay. Nice. That was a bit weird. Bonjour! Hi guys! Hi Lise! Hi Lana! Hi Kevin! Hi Mikey! Hi Fairy Dust! Hi Tsikabu! Hey Misha! I feel like we haven't seen you in a while. I hope everything is okay. Yeah, same. Lise was saying that sound was good, but I couldn't see the stream either, so I was like, huh, hold on. Something doesn't add up. Hey, Tiffany! Hi! I actually remember that today's Saturday. It's a miracle. Oh, yeah. Hey, Sally! Hi! Yeah, it's not easy to remember which day it is. Wait, what was that? The girl from Ipanema? Yeah. I'm never gonna pretend that I can hum a tune in tune. You're okay, and I was... Yeah, I remember you were there last week, but I don't remember seeing you on the Discord recently. There's always such a big delay between me talking and the chat, so... Well, I don't really leave the house. Yeah. The only way I can remember which day it is because Mr. E works from home. So there's like a Monday and a Friday. But if it wasn't for that... sorry. Also, with working from home the way I do, like, there is no actual weekend either. Like, I can decide to take a Tuesday off and work on Saturday and Sunday, and, you know, it's not a really strict schedule. Hey, Lee! Hi! Hey, Alex! Just waiting for people to show in. I've been quiet lately. I've had a bit of slump and usually... Oh, okay. No, that's perfectly fine. I just wanted to make sure that you were okay. I know when Sunday is because my D&D group calls my phone. Otherwise it's all art all the time on my own schedule. Oh man. That sounds quite nice. I want to art more, but you know, arting is easier said than done. Hey, Cyan! I feel like today shall be a good day. Commence Nutella breakfast. Oh yeah. Are you having anything with your Nutella, or like just Nutella from the jar? I'm in a slump, so I've been switching like mad. That's always a good way to spend time. Hey, Boxa Paint! I love that question so much. The what? The Nutella one? Are you having anything with your Nutella? I grabbed the spoon. It's been a long week. Oh yeah, we're all from the same family, definitely. There was a point in my so-called adult life that I realized that I could just eat peanut butter or Nutella from the jar, and it's kind of not worth the effort to get bread for it anymore. I want Nutella, but that's too many carbs for me. Yeah, it's very, very sweet. I mean, it's not necessarily good for you, but it's really good for the soul. Because in the stream, it is a complete reasonable question. Definitely. There's not an adequate word for how jealous I am. Aw. I kind of miss Nutella because I will sometimes have some of it, but since it has dairy, I usually pay the price of a bit of pain when I eat it. So sometimes I will get the dairy-free one. It doesn't exactly taste like Nutella, close, but you know, sometimes there's this big longing for the old school stuff. Hey, Otto! Yay! I'm going through my first real bout of art block, and boy howdy does it suck. Oh, that does it. Seriously. I had French toast made on cinnamon raisin bread. Ooh. Did you have maple syrup with it? Almond butter and cashew butter are pretty good too. Yeah. I really like cashew butter. I like peanut butter. I'm diabetic, so I can't go mad with carbs anymore. Oh yeah, definitely gotta be super careful for that. I ate 2 trays of brownies over the last 3 days. Oh, because, you terrorist. Oh, I get it. I absolutely get you on that. My mom encourages me to take Bard, because otherwise I wouldn't socialize. The chat is going so fast today, I'm like, struggling to keep up. It's the good cocoa. Hey, how is Olga? Have you tried chocolate plus hazelnut butter? But the one I get that's dairy-free is basically that. I think it's sugar, cocoa, hazelnut, and possibly sunflower oil, I think. Still quite sweet, but yeah. I've tried all sorts of things. I've tried making some myself, but you know, sometimes there's something, there's some situation where the soul really requires Nutella. So if I can find the teeny tiny jars like that, that's usually good. It's a bit pricey for the quantity you get, but if it's just for the sake of one craving. The Krispy Kreme here does Nutella. Wow! My 2 favorite things together. No. Nutella donuts. Hold on. That sounds so good. I guess I could probably get a plain iced donut from Krispy Kreme and put a bunch of Nutella on it. But yeah. I'm allowed to have nut butter within reason. Yeah, it's not sweetened, usually. Unless you get like peanut butter from Kraft or something, but other nuts' butter are usually not very sweetened. My mom let me order some Escoda watercolor brushes yesterday because Spain is getting a bit close again. So it's a sad happy day. So it's a sad happy yay. Aww. My local farmer's market let me custom make... What? Like, can you make it with a bunch of different nuts in there? I wish they'd put less sugar in the nut butters. The ones I can get are actually too sweet for me. Oh, really? I mean, we are basically the US's hat, so we have access to a ridiculous amount of stuff. So it's really easy to find, you know, nut butters that are just plain nuts that are ground. This cashew butter as dry as all. No, cashew butter is really creamy and kind of sticky, if that makes sense. I like it better than almond butter because unless it's roasted almonds, raw almonds are often like on the brink of being rancid, and it tastes really bitter. I love how we start with food today. Yeah, always. I just had Saf in my... Oh, really? Aww. Justin Trudeau, USA's hot upstairs. Yeah. There's a local donut shop just a few minutes from us that has a Nutella donut that is slathered in Nutella. Oh, dude. By the way, Ev, I think I will go live for a bit after your stream. Oh yeah, let's tie it in with the rest, if that sort of makes sense. Fat content is the key to a good nut butter. I can see that. I have to give my cat some containers. Oh, poor kitty. Like, no, mom, don't touch me with the. Oh no, Otto! I think she peed in the sleep. Oh no! My partner wants to join in on the food talk and says, we had very bad chocolate today with masala herbs. It was actually strange but nice. So masala, it's basically spices. So what kind of herbs were in there? Felt a little like hay in Okay. So guys, today for as a way to start the stream, I have a kind of a really special thing to share. I found a way to paint a cat really quickly. And I want to quickly demonstrate that because I think you guys might appreciate that kind of info. So I'm just gonna, sorry, I bumped the mic with my big brush. So hopefully this will work. Right, so yeah, okay. Let's see if I can make it. So basically what you do is you paint. And you try to be really careful where you put the paint. And you might end up with a cat. Oh yeah, I'm getting a good cat there. Starting to look good. Am I cracking up on my own here? No. Oh yeah, that's coming up nicely. I love it. Yeah, I took inspiration from Pecco, so I think there's a big glare in her face that prevents from showing the cute kitty. Yeah. That stupid, like, cellulose paper is not helping. I know, right? Such a quick way to end up with a nice cat painting. Yeah, it's so realistic. That's so stupid, I'm sorry. if somehow you feel like your framing is not good, you can always relocate your cat. You know, you can move this around and really get the best framing for your cat painting. Ah! I find it so funny. Yeah, the pause. Hold on, can I get the pause in? Puzzle. This way we should get some pause. There's a big glare on her face, which is why you have a spot like that. Anyway. Yeah. Ha ha ha. Sorry. Oh my gosh. If you want to blame someone, you can blame both me and Alex. I'll switch cameras, hold on. Hopefully, yeah. Not realistic enough, throw it away. Yeah, it really paints the background at the same time. See, basically it was this big, beautiful opera pink blob. Super fast cleanup, yeah. Ta-da! Shazam! Try refreshing Cyan. Well, if she doesn't have any sound, that's pretty pointless to mention that, I guess. That was very funny. And now I have another thing. I have a few things to mention. Kevin sent me this postcard, which absolutely fits in with my other postcards if you've seen my stash. And my biggest question is, like, I'm pretty sure this is Photoshop, but it's really well done. And there are very few, like, giveaways that it's not actually multicolor lambs. Sheep. Doesn't say. Colorful sheep of Ireland. But yeah, part of me is like, is there someone that actually colors their sheep? I hope not. So yeah, I thought you'd be surprised. Uh-oh. Eep. You have this beautiful landscape, like this moor, and it's all nice, and in the far distance you have like rainbow spots. That's a bunch of sheep. They spray paint their butts, but never the whole sheep. I hope so. What do you do for a living? Oh, I color in sheep. She got it to beet water. I wish wool just came in those. Yeah, that would be quite practical, wouldn't it? Maybe if we keep up with genetical engineering, brain. just got error screen after refresh. Oh no. Okay, and the other thing I wanted to mention quickly in passing is I wanted to address the most underrated cookie ever. Everybody's all up in the, oh, Oreos this and Oreos that, and you have Oreos ice cream and flurries and brownies and whatever. No one ever mentions the Fudgio, which is the absolute best cookie. And I don't understand. Oh, schnitz. Hello? Shut up. Bye. What makes this cookie the best? It's all chocolate. It's all chocolate. This one is the double stuff too, because I'm not kidding. I'm not playing around with this, but instead of having the black cookie, it has a brown chocolate cookie and it has chocolate cream in it. And it's so good. It's just so good. And I just don't understand why they don't have more Fudgio flavored stuff. Because it's good. It's so good. Oh, I need to Instacart me some Fudgio. Right? Like, with Oreos you get all these fancy flavors and whatnot. And Fudgios, you basically get either the regular simple stuff or the double stuff. And that's it. They don't really... They don't do anything with this franchise of cookie ever. When I saw that there was like, you know, they came out with the Oreos that with the most stuff, I think. Like triple stuff in them. And I was like, oh, I hope they have that for Fudgios, but they don't. Is it like Oreo just better? Yeah, basically. It's all chocolate. Chocolate cookie, chocolate cream. And it's not the same kind of taste of chocolate for the cookie as you would for an Oreo. Toffifee. Is that's a candy, right? I think I've seen those. Although some of the flavored Oreos, yeah, they are. But I mean, Oreos, they made it into like anything goes. Like you have some Oreos with golden cookies. You have the chocolate cookie. You have the cinnamon cookie. Then you have like a billion flavors of cream in it. Yeah, I think I've seen the sweets with caramel here too. I'll keep an eye out. If I see them, I'll think of you, Otto. Like, I don't know how they made carrot cake Oreos taste exactly like carrot cake, but they do. Oh. Yeah, I mean, I've tried a few, but dude, Fudgios. We never had Oreos in my house when I was a kid. All we had was Fudgios, and I was like perfectly fine with it. No problemo. But then it sort of made me realize like there's a lot of hype about Oreos, and barely anyone mentions Fudgios, and I'm like, dude, these are good. Very good. Oh, awesome, Cyan. I would need your address too. I have a bunch of things to send you, but I think you've moved since last time I sent you stuff. My favorite Oreos are out around Christmas time. Regular Oreos dipped in white fudge. Let's see my name in all that O shapes with Fudgy Ottos. I'm not familiar with Fudgios, but I must investigate. Yeah, definitely. Live cookie review, please. Well, I told you guys. Well, a bite in a cookie doesn't look all that good, but it's amazing. I'm all about the double stuff ones, because as a kid, when I would get two, I would like separate them, eat the single cookies, and then mash the other two parts with twice the stuffing and eat that. So basically, when I get a double stuff box, that's just exactly what I want. But it's really nice. The cream in the middle is like soft, but not too soft, and it makes cookie bits everywhere. So good. One thing I can't stop eating past month, Magnum white chocolate ice creams. Oh, that sounds so sweet though. Why is white chocolate so sweet? Tsukabu, I was thinking the same today. I wish they would solve the cream on its own like Nutella. Yeah. You finally cracked the code. Otto is really just a person holding two giant Fudgios. I need a piece of paper. Really hits the spot. What's everyone's favorite cookies? Good question. It depends. If it's homemade cookies, I really like chocolate chip. But if it's like I need to buy cookies quickly and not really think about it, it's gonna be double stuffed Fudgios. I also love cranberry raisin oatmeal cookies. Dude, that's not a cookie! That's too healthy to be a cookie. Alright. Hey! Awesome, Kevin! Thank you! Alright, let's grab this and have this nearby. I have a baby cat with me today. Okay, so I'm gonna move the camera, so careful people with sensitivities to moving cameras. I'm gonna try to get the baby on camera. So it's a really bad angle, but here is the baby cat. A princess baby cat. So, yeah. And moving camera again back to the desk. More cranberry oatmeal cookies for me. Definitely! I'm not gonna fight you for those, that's for sure. Stroop waffle. Shortbread cookie, also chewy oatmeal raisin. You guys are way too healthy. Sorry. I have coffee. My mother-in-law makes an oatmeal coconut cookie with brown butter. Oh, that sounds amazing. I make icing with brown butter and it's really good. Brown butter basically smells like croissant. Shortbread is so good. I mean, it's like a stick of butter per cookie, but what a cookie. Definitely. Oh, shortbread is good. I don't know if it counts as cookies, but mine would be those little thin caramel waffle things. Does it have like flour or is it just caramel? Ah, it's a good season for comfort food, yeah. So I started doodling a bunch of fall things. Then I was like, yeah, maybe it would be more interesting if I would ask you guys to, but I was thinking of having two drawings, probably. Maybe one that's just fall things and one that's Halloween things. It's a tie between chocolate chip and snickerdoodles. Oh yeah, that's good. Lace cookies. Yeah, lace cookies are basically just like the crispy caramel. Good thing I just ate or I'd have a serious case of the munchies. Cats living in... Yeah, but I'm not... I'm gonna be drawing cats living in a pumpkin house in the woods. That's a really cute idea. That I will note, but today what I want to do is like I did with the summer drawing. That was like a bunch of things, and then I made it into a coloring sheet. So I was trying to find like objects and things that were related to that stuff. Okay, what's everyone's favorite dessert? Oh. Dude, that's a tough question. Maple syrup, pumpkin pie. Oh, that's good. What is that? Pumpkin pie, and you said maple syrup. Hey, I saw you, Lena. I just saw you. Candy corns, that would be for the Halloween one. Not a big fan of them, but they are really ubiquitous. Hot apple cider. Apples are definitely something that needs to go in fall. Oh, I'm so glad it's the first time my grocery place has Lobo apples like listed, and I'm so excited because usually these are really good. Today my favorite dessert would be crème du brûlée. It's just crème brûlée. That sounds a bit like omelette du fromage. Lavender custard. Oh, that's fancy. A bonfire. Is that a fall thing? Is it for burning like dead leaves? I can choose favorites in food, you can't make meats mean. Hey, Annette! Okay, I was looking for pumpkin pie. I think the one pie that I've tried that I really enjoy was pecan. I'm pretty sure pumpkin can be good, but I've never had one. I made one once and I was not super impressed. But I will make like banana bread, but instead of bananas, I will put pumpkin puree. It's quite good. We had a French onion tart. Ooh. We have that in Alsatian cuisine too. My granddad used to make them a lot. Onion pies. Basically. Tarte à l'oignon. Omelette du fromage doesn't sound as yummy though. It's not a dessert, so you gotta emphasize the du. Omelette du fromage. What a stupid episode. Which makes absolutely no sense when translated in French, you know. For me, anything that has the word salted caramel in it will usually make me order it. Well, we wouldn't fight over stuff, definitely. What really appeals to you in salted caramel, Otto? No, it's for sitting around after supper on a cold evening with friends and hot drink. Oh, okay. Oh, popsicle, yummy. Okay, so my drawing of a pumpkin pie wasn't too far off, but maybe I should just make it a slice. It's kind of maybe more... And you can have a... Not that I love whipped cream, but apparently it's served with whipped cream. Yeah, that looks more like a pie than this weird thing. Say it again, Dexter. Yeah, in French it's pretty absurd. It's like omelette du fromage. What? It's not even proper French, you know. Oh. Okay, so there was apple spice cider. How can I make that? Because basically I had a mug drawn here, but I'm like, maybe if I make a stick of cinnamon come out the top, that would sort of implies that it's cider. Tartlets made out of the gooey part of a pecan pie. Yeah, those are butter tarts. I think. It's just the yummy gooey part. Please tell me you're all referring to omelette du fromage, because yeah, definitely that's the reference. Because I think Mikey said crème du brûlée, and it made me think of omelette du fromage. Butter tarts. They when they had the Canadian stamps with all the sweets on, like the Canadian desserts on them, one of the stamp was butter tarts, which is quite funny, in my opinion. Hey, Stephen, hi. Hey, thank you so much for popping in. So I had donuts, I had candles, pumpkins, dough. I think I'm gonna draw another squash here. I apologize for the disgusting mouth sounds. I think I'm gonna make it an acorn squash, because they're so much fun. Oh, I wish I had donuts. Fallen leaves. Wow, Patricia, you're good with those. That sounds really tasty, Annette. Anything with cinnamon in it is already scoring points. One of those wacky fall gourds. This one's a squash, and it's really good. I've been obsessed with it. Kind of feel like I have to. Don't remember what the maple leaf is like. My brain is poop. It's all those things that I'm like, I want this to be that, and I'm like, good thing I can check for reference on internet, because my brain apparently allocated 0 space to remembering what they look like. Mikey made a verbal error and it's been referenced twice, now I'm holding my head. No! It's funny, if anything. It's all in jest. But I know what you mean. Crème brûlée is pretty amazing. It's basically, it's creamier than a flan, right? And you have the crispy caramel layer on top that you crack open to get to the gooey stuff underneath. You seem to be an other lover of the gooey stuff. I'm really into the sweet gooey stuff. You have to remember what a maple leaf is. Yeah, I do. Like they're the specific numbers of pointy bits and specific numbers of whatnot. It's precisely because I'm a Canadian that I can forget what it looks like. Because I can just step outside and see a billion of them. So why should I spend some precious brain memory space on what they look like? I can just look at our flag. Our flag has it. Easy. I don't have a really good visual memory, so. For what it's worth, I have such bad misophonia with food noises, but 100% promise that you're taking a bite of a thing and eating it quietly and quickly without talking. I'll keep that in mind. I'm all done. I have no more cookies. I just have coffee now. I've got to dip out and get back to writing. Hey, I hope the writing session goes well, Sally. And I hope that you have a great weekend. Thank you so much for stopping by. I'll let you in without dragging it out. Sounds like a track from a cartoon. Nom 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 nom. Sorry. Well, I'm glad it's not a bother then. Crème brûlée. My mother used to do the caramel flan. I think in French we call them crème caramel. And you have like the flan on top and the caramel at the bottom. But I would always be like, this is yummy, but it doesn't have nearly enough caramel on it. You can use that memory storage for something more useful like math or something. Well, it would actually be spent on remembering cat names. So, more useful is a matter of opinion, but that's pretty much what I spend my brain memory on. Acorn squash, cut in half, fill cavity with brown sugar, pinch of cinnamon, top with butter, lots, and bake till squash is done. I'm more of a savory squash kind of person. I've been cutting them in half, and I then slice it, so it makes this really cute shape. Because it's basically bumpy like this on the outside, and it's really cute. And I keep the seeds too, and I cook it in the oven with salt and pepper. When the squash is cooked, it has a texture a bit like a nicely cooked potato. But it's a tiny bit more sweet. Crème caramel is my hubby's fave thing ever, and I cannot like the custardy stuff. You don't like the egg part of it? Huh. Do the same but use maple syrup instead of the brown sugar. Oh, that sounds decadent. A sign for a fall fair. Oh, hay bales, good idea. Cornucopia. I'm really not familiar with all of this the more like human-made stuff around fall. Like I know a bit about the produce that comes out in the fall because we would often go to farmers market, but not so much like there wouldn't be any fall events that we would go to as kids, really, except Halloween. So all the things like the cornucopia or fairs were not something that I have memories of. I remember making piles of leaves and then jumping in them and eventually hurting yourself or landing into something way too wet and muddy. With the rake, I think. It's the gelatine-like substance. Flan is the same. But oddly love a tres leche cake. What's a tres leche cake? Pumpkin spice. Pumpkin spice anything. I love, well, it's the spices actually that do it, not necessarily the pumpkin. I love cinnamon a lot. Oh, that's interesting, Mikey. I made up a recipe for muffins that are actually a power bar for my son. They have no flour or milk or sugar. Their base is butternut squash and cashew nut flour. That sounds really nice. Because you have a bit of the fatty you need in the cashew nut flour, and butternut squash, it's really sweet, so you don't really need to add to it. Rose hips. That's like a sort of wild rose, right? It's the fruit. It's the weird little berry. Tres leche still has some set custard in it. Well, it's not exactly the same thing as far as I know. Flan is really like jello, and custard doesn't hold its shape as well as flan would, I think. What was I looking for? Oh yeah, rose hip. Oh, they look so funky. Hey, I wasn't too far off. I know Ev doesn't like hibiscus, but I love the ruby color of my rose hip hibiscus tea. It's a beautiful color. It's a really beautiful color. It's just it tastes so very bitter to me. Which I know is a thing that some people will taste the bitterness and some people won't. And I happen to be someone who will taste the bitterness only. So it doesn't taste very nice. And I don't really, unless it's iced tea, if it's iced and I can put a bit of sugar in it, that's a bit better. But overall, yeah. So you can have the hibiscus tea and the cranberry raisin oatmeal cookies. All yours. I'm not gonna fight you. I love custard, just not when it's set. I think it might be because it's a new texture to me. I don't like the way Angel Delight feels. Pudding is great. Yes, please do, Mikey. Maybe we should have a recipe channel on Discord. Though I'm kind of wary of it because, like, for some weird reasons, sometimes it can get really touchy to discuss personal ways of eating and all that, and it's really not the mood I want. Which kind of rose hip do you have, Annette? Do you have the more like? Some seem to be really like an oval like that, but I've seen some that are more like oblong and they have like a kind of a butt. After the spider's butt in yesterday's stream with Lee. I really want a t-shirt that says spider butts. Butterscotch pudding is good. My other favorite dessert is sliced pears placed in a pie dish with brie sliced over it and cinnamon sparkle. Oh, really? Huh. Yeah, I don't think the food channel thing is something we will handle well. Yeah, it's a bit trickier. But I mean, we can talk food in the live streams. The lower one from small, so this one. I think that's what I've seen around too. There's a few bushes of wild roses in the neighborhood, and they have this sort of fruit too. That much I remember. I'm starting on writing and illustrating a kid's storybook. Oh, awesome! Are you inspired by Sean's latest video? I like Pear's Belle Hélène, but I haven't had it. What's that? What is that? I think I would do the same thing, Patricia, but I would layer apple slices, put a tiny bit of maple syrup, cinnamon, and cook it that way. I mean, I'm pretty sure the pear and brie combination is delicious. I just cannot eat it, which is a bummer. Apple and cinnamon, isn't it like the most awesome, best combo ever? And like, if you somehow end up with apples that are not too awesome, you can cook them and have applesauce with cinnamon, which is amazing. It's so good. It's so good. Oh. Let's see if I can draw a cornucopia type thing from memory. For some reason, the most vivid image of a cornucopia in my brain is the one from Hunger Games. Gotta put some apples in there and potatoes. I cannot make it a cornucopia and not have it full of fall stuff in there. So fair and research typo. Research a type that looks good. Come on, brain. I make a mean apple pie loads. Otto, you know I'm gonna ask for one if I ever get to visit you. That's right up my alley. Loads of cinnamon, loads. I've been eating oatmeal for breakfast recently because it's warm and finally we can eat warm stuff without melting. And it's like a tiny bit of oatmeal and I put some like sunflower seeds in there and like an insane amount of cinnamon. And I'm like, could use more. Not exactly gourmet, but I finally tried sriracha sauce. What did you think of it, Stephen? I have some apple cinnamon tea that tastes almost like a cider when doctored up with extra cinnamon. Everything tastes good with extra cinnamon. I feel for you. I can't have any of it either. Just a little trip down. Aww. Well, dairy-free I-5 then. Bunk. Though we could make the apple one. Can you still have the pie crust? Apple and cinnamon in there with you know, just a drizzle of maple syrup. That would be really good. Apple and cinnamon comes right after salt and caramel for me. Oh, really? I make what my grandma called apple crumble. Just sliced apples with butter, brown sugar, flour crumble. Oh, that sounds good. Really? Wow, Mikey, that's really interesting. Mikey says my grandmother had a Weight Watchers recipe that says core apples, arrange in pan, and bake with diet soda and cinnamon. Cool down, they were so yummy. That's interesting. I don't really know about things you can cook with soda. I know that sometimes people would put a bit of root beer in like their pulled pork recipe or something. I'm like, ooh. Of course I'm going to make apple pie for you. Oh, yay! I'm so excited. I make apple crisp all the time. It's super easy and acceptable in my diet. That's great. I'm glad that there's something you can make and that you enjoy, because that's a big part of accepting something that perhaps is a bit more difficult. Yes, the sriracha was very nice. It had a nice smooth taste. Reminded me of the higher priced paste at the Snobby Deli. Yeah. Okay, so we have a bunch of fall things. So I need more Halloween things. So I have a pumpkin and candy corn. I'm gonna put in a spider just for the sake of our spider butts thingy. It's gonna be super cartoony, so not scary, I hope. Mean spider. Rah! Any kind of fruit crumble is amazing. We call it a croustade in French. I think it's basically a crumble. And the one thing we did once in the crumble is we added walnuts in the crumble on top. And it was really good. It's basically my favorite time of the year. Everything is delicious and everything is about warming yourself from the inside too. I agree. I completely agree. And we can wear sweaters. And have pants on. Bats. Bats are adorable. I'm gonna try and make everything cartoony just because it's gonna be... I love how bats have like tiny paws. They have tiny legs. That's within the acceptable range. I like to add almonds. Yes! Oh, any kind of nut that adds a bit of crunch, and that since it's an oven cooked thingy, a crumble, like the nuts on top get roasted, and it's so delicious. Ghost, oh, black cat. Those cheesy skeleton costumes. I'm more into flannel. Oh yeah, but I mean both of them. I have a ridiculous amount of flannel. A certain black cat. Oh yes, let's make a tiny black cat for black cats like Sydney, and then I can make a chunker too. Flannel is a problem. You know why? Because they always come up with new patterns. And actual flannel, like 100% cotton flannel, is so comfy that it's really hard to resist stockpiling it. I need a place where winter, like cold weather, is 75% of the time, because I could really do with wearing sweaters and flannels all the time. In the winter, I don't care about fashion at all. My motto is, if it's warm, I'll wear it. Starting to slowly go crazy. I just laugh because you laugh. I bought a men's flannel shirt. I did too. You know why? Because women's flannel is never 100% cotton, or really not that often. They always make it like, oh, this is part viscose and part this and that, and you're like, blah. I want cotton flannel. I don't want something that will stretch to accommodate curves that I don't have. No. I want oversized flannel. So men's section it is. Besides, they have the beautiful colors. Women's flannel is like purple and pink and turquoise and like purple and whatnot. And like you go to the male section of the flannel and it's like gray and yellow and red and green and blue, and I'm like, why do we have this stupid stuff? I'm really happy with the lower temperatures too. Yes! Nice fluffy sweater flannels with, isn't it? Oh. I have texture issues with silky satiny texture. Ugh. Oh, satin is weird. I don't want cold because lake effects, no. But like if it could be 30, 60 Fahrenheit all year round. Oh yeah, definitely. Cold weather 70%. I know! I know, though. It's in my brain all the time. Men's flannel is half the cost usually. Depends on where you buy, but yeah. It was 4 Celsius when I woke up. Yes, it was like that this morning too, and I'm so psyched for it. Also, I want pockets. Damn it. Yes! Because women's stuff is always pink and more expensive. Yeah, I know. back when we would visit Maine on a yearly basis, like I was always so bummed out because you would see like this super comfy fleece jacket or whatnot, and you're like, oh, it looks super comfy, and you look at the women's colors and it's exactly what I mentioned, like turquoise, pink, purple, and like kind of a light green or something, and you're like, how about at least one neutral in there? Like, not everyone likes these colors, like the girly colors. That's so stupid. We were buying fancy shirts for my partner the other week, and they are so much cheaper than the simplest women's shirt. That's a bummer. Nothing but the finest Tractor Supply go for me. Scarves too, I love scarves. Oh yeah, yes. It never gets cold enough in the house so that I wear a scarf indoor. But I'm a bit sad about it too. Okay. So cat, a ghost has to be the blanket ghost costume. With the eyes have to be uneven. They cannot be even. That doesn't work if they're even, right? I almost exclusively shop from the men's section. See? They would make a lot of money if they could have colors in the women's section that were not ridiculous. So hungry. Hangry? Both? Who knows? If the pretty colors had been available when I was in high school, I'd have lived in women's flannels. I wanted flannels because that was the whole point of the 90s. But I never really got any back then, so when I became an adult and they came back around, I was like, do you really think I'm gonna miss out on flannels this time? Think again. I don't know of any Tractor Supply Co., but I would definitely shop there if they have flannels for $5 to $10. Some of the Addams Family. Grunge priced me out of flannels for the early... Yeah, I think it was a bit of the same. There was a lot of things that like, I don't really remember what the reason was. I feel like it was like my parents not wanting to spend money on that stuff, but I would have worn that flannel so much. I have a self-knitted triangular scarf. I think that's a shawl. Yeah, it's a shawl. Okay, then I cannot go back up. I should have written down all the stuff that was mentioned earlier. So I said I wanted a big chunker too. Big unimpressed black cat. I was considering adding a coffin, Emisha, but I think this year has been so rough and there's been so many losses that it might sour the mood a bit. What do you guys think? I was thinking of a gravestone too, and I was like, maybe not. I would rather have like a bone zombie hand coming out of the ground. Like, I think that might have the same mood but not be as downer as Now I'm shopping for flannels. Ghost should have a puffy cat still. It wouldn't be a ghost then, it would be a cat. I'm shopping for flannels. Oh, I love flannels. So yeah, just something to keep in mind. I wouldn't have necessarily thought about it, but I've been sort of... I've had my mom on the brain lately, so it's like... Any red squirrels? We don't have red squirrels here, we have grey squirrels. Oh, we need a corvid! We so do. And the... Hi, this is me who will... This is basically my brain, guys. It's like, oh, this is the idea. So doodle something that will sort of be like a note of the idea and then research it because what you drew is 0% accurate. That's basically what I do. Spooky house. You gotta keep in mind that everything has to be like quite simple and cartoony because it's gonna be in a sheet, so it's gonna be a bunch of tiny things. Sorry. Oh no, Starbucks has Hocus Pocus themed frappes. Ooh. A crow attacked Boba. What? Oh, poor Boba. Poor big boy. What was that crow trying to achieve? Will you make this a false sticker sheet? I would if I knew how. Oh, corvids are really way too clever for their own good. The only birds that I think are the little innocent things are like sparrows. You know, the teeny tiny ones. They thrive by number, not by cleverness. Poor Boba. Yeah, and you get it the other way around too. A lot of times cats will hunt those smaller animals. I guess the the encompassing phenomenon would be that nature is a jerk towards itself. squirrels are getting so big around here. I guess he was protecting his food. They steal food from the squirrels, and Boba likes to chase the squirrels. Huh. Poor kitty cat. That sounds really painful. So, guys, what was your favorite, if you did trick-or-treating, what was your favorite treat to get? I feel like for the vampire, I wonder if just having a floating cape would be funny. Have like the inside be red and the outside be black or something. Is a bag of potato chips? No sweet tooth. I never went trick-or-treating. Aww. Did you indulge in the Halloween candy anyway once you were a bit older? Mine was definitely any kind of chocolate. I am a fiend for anything peanut butter, like peanut butter Snickers, Reese's, etc. Milky Way and Three Musketeers. Huh. I don't know a lot of people who enjoy Three Musketeers. It's the one that's basically nougat and chocolate, right? Oh, I know. Reese's Pieces. Ooh, that's the one. Yeah, I had a time when I was in high school that I was really into Three Musketeers. It's kind of a different take on a Mars bar, I think. Oh, I remember eating a lot of mini Mars bar. Yummy. The only ones that I didn't quite enjoy were the ones that were plain milk chocolate and or the Aeros, you know, the bubbly chocolate one. That's also just plain milk chocolate, so not exactly my cup of tea. The thing that would be left at the bottom of my pumpkin, my stash of candy, would be the lollipops, especially orange and lemon lollipops. Like the red ones would be eaten no problem, but the rest of it, ugh. Now I have tasted good chocolate, but people don't pass out Lindt truffles for Halloween around here. But they don't? Oh, what a surprise! Yeah, definitely. I fell asleep in my sketchbook. Do you have your sketch printed on your face now? I didn't see if you replied though when I asked if you were inspired by Fairy Little Peach's video. Kevin, I mean. I feel like a witch hat would be. Wait, who gives out lollipops for Halloween? I thought they had to be mostly chocolate sweet. Oh, definitely not here. If the people with the biggest budget usually would give chocolates, because those are expensive. I mean, no, not blaming them. They are expensive. So chocolates were the top stuff. Then you would have a weird section in between, like some of the thingies, like the little caramels that were shaped like a square. You had a couple of odds and ends like that were good, but that were not the chocolate. And then under that you had all the hard candy. And at the bottom you have weird stuff like the peanuts and the really, really hard taffy that is almost impossible to eat without breaking a tooth. But yeah, a lot of people give out lollipops because it's a lot more affordable. And it's these big bags of sort of bulk lollipops that you have grape, orange, lemon, and cherry. So basically purple, yellow, orange, and red. Chocolate was always kind of a top stuff. As kids, we got a mix of fruit, chews, crunch stuff, and chocolate with a good deal of Tootsie, Blow Pop, and Pixie Sticks. Yeah, the Tootsie Rolls and would be in that sort of middle section with the caramel. It's kind of the weird things that you don't really know what they are, but they're okay, you know. Should have a pumpkin though, but a carved pumpkin. Pardon, whose video? Furry Little Peach, Sean Dantes. She posted a video recently about her experience publishing 2 kids book. So since you were mentioning that you were working on a kids book, that's what it made me think of. People who give out mini packs of raisins or other dried fruit are oh yeah, that's true. There was the mini pack, like the the Sun-Maid little red boxes of mashed up raisins, like a block of raisins. What else? There were a bunch of other weird stuff. You would have sometimes mini bags of chips. Those were quite awesome too. What else? I feel like I'm forgetting a bunch of stuff. Things that were not often found in my bags back then was any kind of gummies. Never really had much of those. There also was these, they were all individually wrapped, and they were like a small round gum that had a pumpkin face on it. It was orange, and it had a pumpkin face. I remember one year my teacher gave out popcorn balls at school. She made chocolate ones for the kids that could have them and bubblegum ones for the kids that couldn't have them. What is a popcorn ball? I didn't know there was such a hierarchy of Halloween sweets. Yeah, kinda. The dreaded peanut butter kisses in orange or black wrappers. delicious if soft, but most were sweet rocks. How ours were not even peanut butter flavored, they were just molasses. Like, you know, just sugar. Like cooked sugar. And they call them Saint Catherine taffies over here. It's still Saint Catherine. And they're like, you could bang them on your desk and it would go bank, bank, bank. Ah, yes, Halloween, an excuse to buy a ton of candy with... Yeah, exactly. I don't even have an excuse. I'm like, oh, it's Halloween, let's buy candy. The end. The little 2 packs of chocolates. Yes! Oh, I remember those. They're about this big. And it's a teeny tiny box that has like 2 chocolates in there, and you would have some flavors. And it would be written like chocolate on top. Oh, I remember those. Chocolate gums is so sweet though. The odd house that had 2 years old chocolate that tasted like it was left out in the elements. Oh. Ew. I never did Halloween, but we have fastelavn that I probably butchered in Denmark, and there's a trick-or-treat like tradition there too, so I remember the hierarchy. Yeah, it doesn't have to be Halloween, it's any kind of trick-or-treating thingy. Basically like Rice Krispies treats, but with popcorn. How do you do them with gum, though? We lived in a, shall we say, the grown-up double income, no kids end of the game. So many people had crazy, over-the-top displays and fancy full chocolate bars, but not enough. They would run out in like an hour. Yeah, we would kind of do that too. Like, there were areas that it's... you would have a higher chance of landing some awesome treats. And when I was a kid, where we lived, there was an area not far off that was military housing. And they would always put on a super big show for the displays. They had access to like all the camouflage, netting and all of that, and they would make these big displays, and it would always be like a riot to go trick-or-treat in that area. That was actually pretty good pronunciation for someone who's only seen the spelling. Oh, whew! My neighbors... Oh. Are you for real, Kevin? Oh, what the heck? What is wrong with people? I wish my mom... Oh, okay, it's bubblegum flavored. Okay, I was a bit confused because I was like, how do you eat the treat but get it out of the gum? Because I'm silly apparently. Does anyone do trunk or treat? What is that? Do you all decorate your houses for Halloween? I don't, because if I do, kids are gonna come ring at the door and I don't have any treats for them. And I mean, this year it's just not gonna happen either way, even if I wanted. You know what I'm realizing right now? I wish that I had figured out a way to sort of make it a cat pumpkin. Like you pick out the eyes and you stick them on top, and there you have a cat pumpkin. Kids come here anyway, but it's okay not to open the door. Yeah, definitely. But I mean, as a... Whoa, you got Kinder Surprises for Halloween? Whoa. But I mean, I remember when we were kids, the thing was you would go ring to the doors that had decoration and lights. So when the 31st comes around, we sort of shut down all unnecessary lights and don't decorate. Even if I would absolutely decorate for Halloween just for the fun of it, but I don't really want to make a situation. Instead of going door to door, the schools host an event during the day and you go car to car. That way it's not at night and there. Yeah, but that's not trick-or-treating though. I will forever be baffled by people who go trick-or-treating in the day. That's not the thing. The point is to go at night when it's dark. And you have flashlights and you have all the, you know, all your get up to go trick-or-treating in the dark. Otherwise it's just like collecting candies. There's nothing to it, in my opinion, of course. When I grew up, we'd have for the 100 and oh yeah, that's when you need lollipops. I cannot imagine buying 400 kids worth of fancy chocolate bars. Even the small ones. I mean, it's expensive. It's like $10 for 40 mini bars or something. How would you do trick-or-treating this year if you're participating? Well, I think most of us are too old for it by now. Trick or treat before dark is for 7 and unders. 7:14 is after dark, traditionally. Yeah, and even 7. I would personally say that trick or treating before dark is for really young kids and toddlers. I would put it at 5 and under. And then 6 and older, you get to go out when it's a bit darker. I mean, it's not dark, light, and then all of a sudden dark. You know, it's when it's still light of day for the really, really young kids, then when it's the early evening for the kids that are a bit older, and then the rest of them when it's fully night, you know. Otherwise, what's the point? What's the point? That was my favorite bit, honestly, to go out at night and walk around. If you guys can believe it, my son has never had a piece of candy. He doesn't like sweet at all. Oh, really? You know what? I feel like in the circumstances, that's actually a blessing. That's one less thing to have to worry about, you know. Depends on the kids' tolerance, but you let the big kids roam. This might also be because in Canada it gets dark at like 5 p.m. in October. I think you might have a point there. That too. I remember, like, if Halloween was a weekday, we wouldn't be home from school until like 4:30, and then you eat supper, and then you go trick-or-treating. So by then it's already dark. And in the end of the afternoon, you would only get sometimes the people that would go trick-or-treating with like really, really young kids and babies. Also, I mean, I was living in a place that was pretty like family-based and really, really boring, so... I gave out quarters one year when I ran out of candy. Word got out and that roll of quarter didn't last long. I wonder if kids still go trick-or-treating with the UNICEF boxes. Did you guys have that? Halloween on Fridays or Saturdays was like the golden age. It was the best ones because you could prep for the whole day and be so excited for it. Oh man, good memories. How many Halloween themes do I have? Not enough. My son has also never had juice, milk, or anything except water. Oh, and breast milk. Yeah, duh. Really? Huh. So I let him go trick-or-treating, but knew this bag of candy was going to basically be handed to me. Would he keep like the, if he got some like potato chips or like the more salty stuff, would he keep those? Or if he wasn't even interested in that? Imagine giving a kid hand sanitizer this year. The small bottles. Or masks. It's a good year to be disguised as a doctor, though. You have gloves and a mask on anyway. The one year it was hailing, my mom was like, do you want to stay in? And I was like, no, Ma, I want my candy. Definitely. Like, oh, it's raining. Do you still want to go trick-or-treating? I'm like, yeah? Are you really asking? I don't know what to expect this year. I think we might just put a bowl table at the end of the driveway where kids can pick up their treats in a distance way. How long do you think before one of those just tilt the whole ball in their bags and calls it a day? I could hear the little ice balls pelting my costume. Ah, that's such a unique experience though. I was always honest with take a piece balls. Yeah, I mean, me too. But I don't think that's everyone's. Yeah, he would eat potato chips for sure, but only one bag. He would never like chips. Oh, that's great. It's really awesome that food doesn't really have much of a like big appeal to him apparently. That's one less thing to sort of worry about in a way. Because it's really easy to eat too much, right? We've done the bowl for part of the evening a couple of times when we had a... How did that go? Was it actually respectful? So how many Halloween things do I have? I feel like it needs more cats. I think I'm gonna see about adding Pico and Scout in there, because after all, they're quite Halloweeny. One is orange and white, and the other is black and orange, so... Most kids will just take one, some will take a handful, but we haven't had anyone take the bowl. Awesome! I'm glad. There would always be, I don't know if you guys had that too, but like the Halloween night you would have, like as the night would progress, you would get like the older kids, and then there would be a moment in the night around 8-9 p.m. you would get like teenagers that would be like, hey, we could score some free candy, right? And they basically dress up. One is in a garbage bag and the other one is in a ghost. A bit like this, you know. Or one has just a mask on and they have like plastic bags for their like it's definitely no effort in it at all. They just want free candy, and it was always like, always look at those with a frown on my face, be like, I don't think you work to earn those treats, boyos. Needs more cat is F streams needs more cowbell. Taking the whole bowl is definitely an older kid stunt. Definitely. It was a lot of work to make sure that his relationship with food is the way it is. I fight the good fight with my weight. Yeah, definitely. I'm really impressed, and I'm really glad that you were able to keep, because I mean it's difficult on a good day to deal with food, so that your kid has turned out so balanced is really, really nice. Oh yeah, if they are in full-on cosplay, like if they are fully disguised, it definitely goes better. Like it's. But yeah, we had a bunch of dudes with really simple costumes, and it was always a bit like Hey, have a good weekend, Nicole. I hope your drawing hand recovers quickly. I think I went trick-or-treating quite late too, but I'm really short, so if I had a good costume, which was the whole point, it was relatively easy to blend in. Oh, do the therapists and teachers really use food as motivators? That makes me angry. It's such a bad thing to do. You don't do that. Food as a motivator is fine for when you want an animal to learn tricks. It's not good for humans at all. Ah! My last Halloween was my Final Fantasy VI Setzer costume. After trick or treat, we went to a friend's and had Chinese. Moo, yummy. Good costume or bust. Definitely. I'm more 5'6", unfortunately I can't blend in with all. Oof. Only Mountain Dew? Sadly doesn't have a lot of nutrition in it. Goodness me, 5 months is all for Chin to get these cats here, and my dog just opened the back door for them. Oh no! Did they go out? No, 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 no! No, dog, why? Ah! Kitties, come back! Everyone is inside, but my heart hasn't got the message yet. What a relief, though. Oh my gosh, I think I would have skipped a beat too. Whew. That was a... Yeah, that was a big scare. I think everyone in the chat held a collective breath. Oh yes, Emerald was in the shrubs checking things out. Bears was just sitting at the back door watching. Oh, good. Good thing they didn't go too far. Oh, good grief. Some cats, they will just like run out and eventually come back, but it's much more difficult to find a cat that has like dashed out than a cat that is just smelling a shrub. Oh shoot, someone just bought me a new watercolor pen. It's pretty. Breathe, everybody. Yeah. Inhale, exhale. Whew. As much as I enjoy spotting the odd cat outside, I'm always unsettled by the fact that they're outside. In a city like Montreal, of course. Because it's not super pet friendly, you know. Sorry I had to disappear a spot. It's okay. No problemo. Can anyone catch that reference? Or is it just me? I can't take this amount of stress in the evening. Yeah. Not a fan of outdoor cats. Yeah, same. But I mean, I understand that there are situations that are different, but I know I will never have an outdoor cat. I just would be so stressed out. It would eat away years of my life. Sorry, y'all. Carl is very happy with himself. Darn you, Carl! Don't do that, Doggo. Don't. Not nice. The backdoor screen will be ordered shortly. Yeah. My grandma wants an outdoor-only cat and I had to say no. No, definitely. I hope she was considering getting the cat fixed too. Because, yeah, some people, because it's a thing, I mean, it's a thing. Some people are like, hey, I want a cat. You're like, okay, but I'm gonna let it go outside all the time and I'm not gonna get it fixed. And I'm like, you don't really want a cat then, right? All our neighbors have outdoor cats and it's in the poop in our yard. Oh, yeah. Yuck. It's a problem. Oh, spay neuter for pets non-negotiable. Good. My husband would die if the cats could go outside. I grew up in a small village. Outdoor cats are normal for me. Even dogs were mostly outside in their little house. Yeah, that's not something we sell that much here because of the weather. There are some specific breeds of dogs that will be outside all year long. Mostly sleigh dogs. But it gets so cold in the winter. I mean, no cat can be comfortable outside in the winter around here. My babies will be indoor only and only 2 days to the fixing trip. It's a kind of a good thing that Bear is a little boy in the end, because his fixing should be less expensive and is a lot less invasive than it is for a female cat. You know, snip, snip. There you go. Yeah, I know. People who have sleigh dogs, and the Malamutes and the Alaskan, they don't ever want to be inside. They have like what's the word? You know, they have a dog house. They have like, they're super well set up outside, but they don't want to be inside ever. I want a Maine Coon cat or a Norwegian Forest cat eventually, because I like my dog small and my cat's gargantuan. We had a Malamute in Texas. Ooh. Yeah, that's too hot. That's too hot for a Malamute. They need to run and run and run. Yeah. But those dogs have proper winter fur. Well, you know what? When you look at an Alaskan dog, you wouldn't figure out they have proper winter fur, because it's not really long or really thick fur. They're not like floofy like a Malamute would be. I worry about Sydney's outdoor visit. Oh yeah, you mentioned him, Patricia. He's here every morning at 5 a.m. for breakfast and still sitting in the garden when I draw the blinds at night. It was mine. Oh no. Patricia, do you know a little more about his situation? Like, is he the one that wants to go outside? Or is he shoved outside because his humans are the terrible kind? They are building new houses in our area and planning to build around 700 living units. Yeah, that's too dangerous. Definitely. It was layered, so we'd trim off the top coats and leave this cooling layer. Poor doggo, that's too hot for him. It must have been like, what is going on? Why? Who has turned on the eating? It's not. You don't need to do that. Can I ask y'all a kitten question? Yeah, I think you can ask us a cat question. He was a rescue. We didn't go. Yeah, I mean, regardless of how he ended up being there, it's not the most ideal weather for a Malamute. He must have been kind of confused. Side of the road, and I could leave him. Oh my gosh, what? These humans let him and his sibling go as they please. They each have a tag that lets them pass through the people. You call him Sydney's friend. Is he friendly with her? Or, like, do they get along? Like, I would sort of maybe... Oh no, Otto! I hope you feel better soon. Yeah, go lie down. That's not a good feeling. So I hope it passes quickly. Feel it. Raise your feet in case you're having a blood pressure drop. Make sure that your feet are on a cushion or something. There's a cat always in my garden, whether he's hiding in the bush or trotting around, but he seems very skinny and neglected. Should I start feeding him and/or contact a shelter? Yeah, definitely, Kevin. Can you approach it? How feral is the cat? And yeah, Patricia, I would maybe raise the idea of stealing the cat if need be. And if that's not possible, maybe if it's possible to put together kind of a shelter. Catman Chris or Colin Marmalade, they have videos about making shelters for cats outdoors from inexpensive materials. So that's a thing that can be done too. So I got a great selection of things for a Halloween themed and a fall themed drawing. He only really lets me, of all people coming close to him, let me pet him once. Okay, if you can feel his spine and ribs, he really needs more food. That's not good. And I mean, yeah, if it's something you can afford doing, oh, okay, Mikey, I hope everything goes well. Have a great weekend. The shelters here are awful though, like, I don't know if I want to put him in one. Well, then, how is it doable for you to provide food for him? Food and water? If that's within your budget, that's where I would start. They rub faces through the glass and screen and touch paws. Sid waits to finish your brekkie until Bruno has had his. He really wants to come in, but I'm not sure about Sid. Well, Sydney doesn't seem to really mind him all that much, but yeah, it's not the same them being in the same room than just being on each side of a screen door. So if it gets cold, perhaps a temporary shelter. I'll look into making him a little shelter. I don't know about the money. I just don't want to see sad face. Yeah. And in terms of shelter, it doesn't have to be very complicated. If you have a cardboard box around and an old towel, you can start with that. Like, you put the box on the side so that like it's open on one side, but it has like three walls and a ceiling. And you put the old towel at the bottom, and you put a water ball and a food ball nearby. Doesn't have to be close to the home, because that might be intimidating, but if you have some sort of area where you could set this up. And yeah, if he's skinny, the food is gonna make a big difference. And it doesn't have to be like super high quality food, because usually people are like, you give your cats better quality food, otherwise they get fat. But I think this cat can afford to be a bit fatter, so you can give him something that is like more affordable and maybe more calorie dense, because he's too skinny. What can I feed him apart from cat food? I want to put something out tonight. Do you have any meat left over? Cats are carnivores, so if you have anything with some kind of meat in it, it would work. And if you... Okay, I'm saying this, I don't know how good it is, but if you have stuff like that, like a bit of meat that you can mix in with a bit of butter, like the extra fat might be, not too much, but a bit of extra fat might be helpful. We were told to give emerald kitten food to put some weight on it. That's a good idea too. Because yeah, kitten food is super calorie dense because they're growing. We have cod, it's boneless. Yeah, anything. Poor little boy. As Sydney, she is very jealous of me and still quite clingy, so since Bruno is 11 years old and so gentle, I don't think it would work. Well, maybe a little shelter then? Just something to maybe make kind of a protection from the cold. Cod is fine. Yeah, fish is good. Cats still love fish. Usually. Eggs, yeah, maybe. First thing is to gain the little guy's trust with food and shelter. I'll cook eggs to go with the cod. He needs protein. Yeah, he does. I think a shelter is the best plan. Oh, then if it's possible, by all means, have a little something out for the cat to at least have a break from the wind or the cold or the wet, you know. You're so lucky to be an indoor cat, you know. You are so lucky. I should name him. Well, yeah, you should, but I would maybe wait a little bit to see like him getting a bit better, and then when his personality starts coming out, you might be able to find a name that really matches the cat. But you could give him a nickname for sure. Can I also leave some dog kibble out as well? Well, I don't think it would hurt. At this point. Dog kibble might upset the tummy right away. Well, I don't. If the cat has a hard time finding food, anything they eat might upset their tummy. So I'm kind of done with the basic idea. Like I didn't make the actual thing today, but I will be working on it. And I would maybe suggest that we end this live stream here and that we possibly move on to Lee's live stream, so that the people in for who it's a bit later, they might have some time in that live stream too. What do you guys think? I'm not so sure about the rice kaboo, because cats, they're obligate carnivore. They don't really need like cereals, so I don't know about rice. I don't know. I know they put it in cat food all the time, but I always find it weird. on the line with the vet to try and get... Oh, that's a good idea. Give me a moment to set up. Yeah, I mean, if you're not ready, Lee, I can keep going, but I think it would be fun to get into your live stream too. Thank you so much for being here, guys. Lee will set things up, and hold on, I'm gonna... How can I... Oh, this is so well made, YouTube. You did such a great job with this. Wait, goggle. Okay. Okay, so Lee, you can post your link when you're... Oh, 10 minutes? Yeah, wait, we can keep going for 10 minutes. If you guys need to take a bio break, get some fresh tea, get some snacks. If you have any more questions, yeah, Kevin, if you wanna more info for the cat, you can hit up the Discord for that. There are people in the Discord like Heather Cat Lady that will definitely know about this kind of stuff. Yeah, and just the little announcement. Yeah, if you enjoy, well, I think most of you know about the Discord, but if you don't, we have a Discord server. It's basically a bunch of chatting channels, and we discuss during the week, and we discuss all the time, and we have a bunch of different topics over there, and it's really nice. It's a really fun place. What's GMTA? And yeah, this is, you know, this is a live stream channel, but I also have my regular channel with videos and reviews, and I want to make more reviews, and I'll also be making this into a coloring page. I'll be making two, one that's fall and one that's Halloween, and I will update, I will make it known when they're ready to download. And I'm going to have to vamoose, but I look forward to seeing y'all next. Have a great weekend, Sukaboo. Thank you so much for being here. All of the have links. Yeah, I made a page with all my links, which I thought was kind of more convenient. And also, if you guys are sort of familiar with the comic I do with Mr. E, we got some books printed recently. Like, we have the first book back again. Great minds think alike. Definitely. So yeah, if that was something you were interested in, just a heads up that the books are available again. And we ran out of the second book, but yeah, we have the first book now. We'll get it at some point. We'll have it all. And yeah, so let's all do the. I will keep the live stream going so that Lee can post the link in the chat. But I might have to get up to like hit the bathroom and all that kind of stuff. The all link is very neat. Yeah, I mean, I pay for a domain. Why not make a page with all the links on it? By all means, do it. I stole it from someone else. Like, well, stole it. I saw someone else did that, and I was like, huh. I'm paying for a domain, so I should not be using something like Linktree or whatnot. I should just use my website for this. Alright, so I call this the standby for Lee. Please. With let's have a silly pumpkin here.